Good evening, guys. Good evening, guys. Welcome back to another live episode of The Fresh Cut with KRich. This is week 41. Sorry about that. But this is week 41, coming to you guys live from Palm Beach County, Florida, West Palm Beach, Florida. Thank you guys once again for tuning in to my show. Appreciate all the love, all the support. This is another week. Thank you for joining me. So we got quite a bit to get to tonight. Going to talk about a number of things here tonight. This is kind of a miscellaneous show. We don't have too much sports going on right now besides MLB, baseball. But I'm going to mix it up a little bit. Going to talk a little bit about some NBA news, the craziest college football news of the world. And I'm going to start doing like a feature player of the week type of thing where I shout out some of the guys who's out there grinding, some of the athletes that I know personally that are out there doing it big, doing their thing. And I just want to give a lot of thanks and appreciation to everybody that's been tuning in with the Fresh Cut, going strong for 41 weeks strong. I started this last year during the college football season. As you guys know, we have a very anticipated college football season coming up. College football, I love it. Also want to shout out Miss Lucretia Dixon, PJ Williams' mom, 352 Ocala, Florida, representing. Did a project on PJ. PJ currently plays for the New Orleans Saints, so always exciting when you got a guy coming from Ocala, from your hometown, that you know very well, doing big things out there. He's coming back from an injury from last year. I believe he got hurt against the New York Giants, but I expect P.J. Williams to have a big year. I will be following him very closely. So it's a lot going on, man. I mean, like I said, football's coming up, going to be exciting. Can't wait to see P.J. Williams back out there on the field. Cornerback, once again, for the New Orleans Saints. Make sure you guys follow, tune in to him. Played for Florida State. Won a national championship in 2013 with Jameis Winston. I mean, there's just a lot of great things going on for that guy. One of the most exciting things. Very proud when I see someone from my hometown, Ocala, Florida, small town, doing big things. So had to give a shout out to him. Once again, thank you, Miss Dixon, for tuning into my show. One of my dedicated followers, one of my dedicated fans that watch my show week in and week out. So let's get right to it. So starting off with the NBA from this week. So the biggest news, as you guys all know, for those of you who haven't heard, last Friday we got some chaos in Cleveland. There's some chaos in Cleveland. So LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers been to 3 straight NBA finals. They won 1 NBA finals. Played against the same team 3 times. Won 1, lost 2, and that was against the Golden State Warriors. Well, guess what, guys? Kyrie, Uncle Drew, LeBron James, his right-hand man, on Friday has requested a trade. Now, this was breaking news in the NBA from Friday. Apparently, from what I read, from what I'm hearing, from all the reports, the sources, Kyrie's requesting a trade. He no longer apparently wants to play alongside LeBron James, who's a 4-star MVP, arguably the best player in NBA right now in the game. LeBron James came home, won his hometown, won his home state a championship. He did what he promised. But apparently Kyrie doesn't want to play along that guy. He doesn't. He's tired of being LeBron James' sidekick. As you guys know, LeBron James probably runs that team. He probably has a lot of say-so as far as what goes on. But Kyrie wants to be back in the spotlight. He wants to be the main guy. A lot of theories out there. To me, I mean, Kyrie, best of luck to you. Do what you got to do. But, before LeBron came back to Cleveland, Cleveland wasn't making the playoffs. LeBron James does make a difference. But, I mean, tell me what you guys think. You think Kyrie, good decision for him to request a trade? Where could he go? I don't know. There's a lot of different players that Kyrie, a lot of different teams that Kyrie could end up on. As you guys know, Kyrie was drafted with the #1 overall pick in 2011. He's coming off his best season of his career, averaging 25.2 points, 5.8 assists, shot 47.3% from the field. Personally, I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things going on in Cleveland. There's also rumors out there that Derrick Rose has spoke to Cleveland for a possible 1-year contract. So if Kyrie leaves, Derrick Rose may come in and fill that slot. The question is, where would Kyrie go? Could he actually win a title without LeBron if he does leave? I don't know. From what I'm hearing, LeBron said he's there to stay. So we'll see what happens. But Kyrie apparently wants to be in the main spotlight. He's tired of playing alongside LeBron. He's tired of being that secondary guy. I mean, we'll see what happens there. I don't really know if it's a great idea. Fresh Cut seems to think that, Kyrie, you stick around. Maybe you can build a little bit. But, I mean, hey, if Kyrie leaves, then so be it. Cleveland has to move on. Like I said, we still don't know what's going to happen with next summer free agency. When LeBron James becomes a free agent, could he go out west? Could he join my Lakers out west in Lonzo Ball? Good possibility. Apparently, LeBron was devastated by Kyrie Irving's trade request from the Cavs. Said he was very, very devastated as far as what was going to happen there. But I mean, like I said before, I don't know where Kyrie could end up. He could end up on the Clippers, Timberwolves. There's a lot of different scenarios that could happen for this guy. Now, Kyrie, I got to give it to him. He's a bad boy. Great point guard, man. He can shoot, drive, everything, good passer. But he's requested a trade, and they're saying that LeBron James' team leaked this information. But like I said before, Derrick Rose is currently a free agent. He's meeting with the Cleveland Cavaliers today, apparently, for a 1-year talk, $2.1 million minimum deal with the Cavs. He met with the Lakers, but apparently he's leaning towards the Cavs. So here's my theory. My theory is Kyrie seems to want the spotlight. Could it be a dumb decision? Maybe. But at the same time, maybe LeBron told him that he may be leaving next year. So Kyrie's like, look, if you're leaving, I'm out of here too. That's a good possibility too. So I feel like something big could happen this week. My senses are telling me something big could happen this week with Kyrie. What's up, cuz? Rollo just tuned in. Appreciate you as well, fam, watching my show. But hey, I'm just going over this big news. Kyrie Irving from Cleveland requesting a trade. He wants out. I mean, this is going to be very interesting how this thing plays out here. So, what could actually happen? Well, I don't know. We're still trying to see what's going to happen with Carmelo. Where will he end up? Where will he actually go? But based on what I'm reading here, I mean, without LeBron James, Cleveland wasn't very good. Now, if LeBron does end up leaving next season, I feel bad for Cleveland Cavaliers because, I mean, you lose LeBron, you lose Kyrie, you're back at square one. What do you do? What do you do as an organization? So, we'll see what happens there. So, that was the biggest news in the NBA from the week. Kyrie Irving has requested a trade from Cleveland. LeBron apparently says he's not going anywhere, says he will stay. So we'll see what happens there. Now, my favorite time of the year, as you guys know, is college football. I love it. I absolutely love it. Now, we had some major news coming out of college football in the past couple of days. Ole Miss head coach Hugh Freeze has immediately announced his resignation. He's out of there. Hugh Freeze will no longer be the coach of the Ole Miss Rebels. Basically, this stems from what the school officials say, a pattern of personal misconduct, a school's investigation into a call into a escort service that the call only lasted a minute. This happened back in January. Who knows why he was calling an escort service? We don't know. But Hugh Freeze apparently has announced his resignation. So, Hugh Freeze is out at Ole Miss. He had a lot of success. You guys remember a few years ago, they upset Alabama. This is an SEC team trying to look the rebound, trying to make an impact. But Hugh Freeze, man, one thing about it, this guy, he used a university cell phone to call this escort service. I mean, to me, that's just silly. Come on, you don't think that they're going to track that? You don't think that the university can pull up the call logs and see who you called, what number you dialed? Come on, man. You got to be a lot smarter than that. But to save his embarrassment, to save all the negative publicity, which he got anyway, he decided to announce his resignation. So we'll see what happens there. Hey, Wendy. Hey, Aunt. What's going on? I'm going to give Louis Jr. a shout out a little bit later in my show. I'm going to get to that. Going to give him a shout out, and you'll see why in just a bit. But thank you for tuning in to tonight's 41st episode of the Fresh Cut with KRich. I'm doing this every Monday night, every Monday at 7 o'clock. It don't matter if baseball's going on. It don't matter if golf is going on. College football, basketball, whatever you want me to talk about, that's what I'm here for every Monday. And we're getting a lot closer to football season. We're getting a lot closer to college football, NFL. I'm a big fantasy football guy. I'll start talking about who I think I'm gonna draft in my fantasy football leagues, stuff like that. Right now it's kind of a slow time doing sports because you don't have too much going on other than Major League Baseball. But within the next month and a half, I can start talking about college football because it's here. It's among us. In about a month, I believe the first game is August 26th, 31st, September 2nd, the first real weekend. It's going to start getting good here. So definitely getting excited for football season. But yeah, Hugh Freeze resigned. Co-offensive coordinator Matt Luke has been named the interim coach. So, now here's the other thing: Ole Miss does have a pending NCAA investigation alleging 21 charges of academic booster and recruiting misconduct. Hugh Freeze was making more than $5 million a year. The guy had a 39-25 record over 5 seasons. So he had a winning record, but I mean, he resigned. This one phone call to an escort service led to his downfall. So that was big news there. They had a big press conference about it, but we'll see who's going to be the next leader at Ole Miss. But Hugh Freeze, he's out of there. We'll see what he could possibly do next. We'll see what happens next. What I got. But that was the biggest news of college football of this week. Coaching changes, NCAA violations, allegations. There's always a lot going on in football. Moving on to golf, Jordan Spieth won the Open for the third major title. He finished 3 shots ahead of Matt Kuchar. So that was some big news in golf coming out of this past week. Let's see here. Spieth played the final 5 holes in 5 under, closed with a 1 under 69 for a 3-shot victory. Dream come true for that guy. So for all you golf fans, pretty sure that was some big news for you guys. This guy's something else. But yeah, man, so a little bit of golf news going on here. Now, switching gears just a tad bit. What I decided to do tonight is I have a list of a couple of people. Now, I can't name everybody, but I wanted to spend a little bit of time on my show tonight thanking everybody who's faithfully tuning to my show, sharing my show, liking my show. I developed a little list here. Like I said, if I don't call your name, don't feel offended. But, I got to thank a few people for helping my show grow. Giving me the recognition out there. So I just got to thank a few people here. So I want to thank, first of all, my parents, Kelvin and Sharon Richardson. They have been a major impact on me in the show, giving me great ideas, influenced me to develop the show. So I definitely want to start off by thanking my parents. They tune in every week. They share my show. They tell people about my show, tell people what I'm trying to do. Trying to help me get more likes, more views. Giving me great ideas from week in and week out. I also want to thank Tawana Pollock. She also tunes in every week, pretty much. Thank you for showing me the support, being there for me, and influencing me to improve myself, better myself as a sports analyst. My guy, which I haven't seen, he might be watching right now, but I'm not sure. Chris P, went to Florida State with this guy. He's a big Tennessee volunteer guy, big sports guy. When I start going live, right before college football, I have found out there's a way. Although I don't have an iPhone, there is a way I can start having guests join in and kind of doing like a question and answer segment. Going live on what I'm thinking about doing, guys. I'm thinking about going live on YouTube. I can have people join in, chat with me live as I broadcast my show, and then post my YouTube link to Facebook. That's what I'm thinking about doing. So Chris Price, you'll definitely be a guest on my show. He also has a lot of input. My cousin just tuned in, Brenton Richardson. My first cuz, I love you, cuz. I appreciate you. You also tune in on my show pretty much every week. Give me a lot of support. Go Knowles. Let's see. My sister, got to give a shout out to my sister, Jasmine Richardson. She also has been a big supporter. Shares pretty much every week on my show. My cousin, Tiffany Miller. Dean Miller. My uncle, Bill Dodd, also been a great support to me. My boy, Kenneth Beard. Now, me and Kenny went to Vanguard, went to high school together. He's a big Miami Hurricane fan, but, me and him went to middle school, high school. We go way back. Torrey Crockett, also another big fan of me. He also tunes in every week, week in, week out. He coaches for my alma mater, Vanguard High School. Do great things this year. I expect to see you guys back in the state back in the state playoffs this year. I'm definitely going to tune in. Hopefully I can actually make a Vanguard High School football game this year. You guys looked great last year. I expect you guys to do big things. Let's see. My boy, Sean Hickey. Also, another friend of mine who went to Florida State, close friends, also from Ocala, Florida. My cousin, Morgan Dodd, thank you as well. Thank you for tuning in, supporting me. And always been my next door neighbor from Ocala, Florida, Miss Deborah Aiken. So, thank you guys. I know I couldn't name everybody for tuning into my show week in and week out. And like I said before, what I'm thinking about doing here is kind of like a player spotlight player of the week. I got to give a shout out to, now, let me give you guys a little bit of background about Fresh Cut. My family is full of athletes. I've had few uncles play football for Florida State, late 70s, 78, 79. That's how I became a big fan. It was always family related. Then I ended up going there. I knew that was going to be the college I went to. My uncle, Glenn Richardson, played for Tennessee Chattanooga, led the school in tackles. My dad, he was an athlete, football, basketball. My uncle Eddie also played football for Florida State. Another great athlete. I was an athlete growing up. So the Richardson name has a lot of meaning to it. It really does. Cuz number 90, Edinburgh Richardson. Matter of fact, if you guys don't know, former head coach for Florida State, Bobby Bowden, wrote a book called The Bowden Way. He actually mentioned my uncles in that book. Now, he was talking about different players throughout the years. We have a copy of it. Look it up. Edinburgh and Louis Richardson played football for Florida State, man. I mean, this was big. It's a family tradition. So we've always had a lot of athletes in our family. Well, along with that, I want to give one of my other cousins a shout out, Louis Richardson Jr. I have a cousin right now that is playing football in the Canadian Football League for the BC Lions. Louis Richardson was just picked up by the BC Lions. So got to give a lot of shout out to that guy. His dad, Louis Richardson, also played for the BC Lions, played football at Florida State. He's following in his father's footsteps. So got to give a shout out to Louis Richardson Jr. Very proud when you see one of your own family members doing big things, doing great things. So, Like I said, the Richardson bloodline. It runs deep, runs real deep. And then I mentioned before, I gave a shout out to longtime next door neighbor from Ocala, Florida, Miss Deborah Aiken. I heard that she got a surprise visit from a special visit from Michael Frazier. Michael Frazier, I don't know if you guys heard of him. He played basketball at the University of Florida. He's now playing overseas ball in Germany. I think he did get picked up by the Lakers last year, but he's actually, he's going to go overseas and play ball. So shout out to Michael Frazier. He's also doing big things out there. I knew this guy when I was a young kid growing up. He's a baller. He was good. I mean, you got to go watch his highlights. He balled out at UF. Excellent basketball program there. But, so basically every week I'm trying to do like this feature athlete of the week. Next week, let's see here. Who's going to be my feature athlete next week? I'm thinking I'm going to have to keep it home. 352 Ocala. Nicole C. Perry. I don't know if you guys heard of him. A lot of you have. He's now playing football at University of Miami. Quarterback. Went to Vanguard High School. Kid put up outstanding numbers. Kid can throw. Kid can pass, kid can ball. So every week I'm trying to do like this feature athlete of the week. So this week I'm shouting out my cousin Louis Richardson Jr. and Michael Frazier. Those are my two spotlight athletes personally that I know that I'm shouting out this week. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Like I said, between now and the kickoff of college football, I'm really going to look into this YouTube live thing because I've always wanted to bring guests on my show. Now, last year was the first time I started the Fresh Cut. I was just me. It's always me, Facebook Live. But I like to have some live input from some people who I know that like sports. We can get into some debates, especially for football, talk about preseason rankings, all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to look into that. Try to bring a few guests on my show every week. While we're on college football, read this article from Sports Illustrated. I just want to go over the top 25 players entering in this year's college football season. So let's see what we have here going with the top 25 players. Now, this is from Sports Illustrated going into the 2017 season. So let me pull that up for you guys. Let's see here. This is where things start getting good. Okay. At number 25, Jair Alexander, cornerback from Louisville. Okay. Let's see. He's number 25. Oh man, this list is gonna be outstanding. Okay, so number 25 started with Jair Alexander from Louisville. Number 24. Vita Vea, defensive tackle from Washington. Washington had a great year last year. Remember those guys made it to the playoffs. Unfortunately, they did lose to Alabama, but Washington was very strong last year. Number 23, Bo Scarborough, running back from Alabama. Another big bat. Alabama recruits those big running backs, man. Florida State, we're going to have our hands full. We have to deal with that guy week 1. Big back. Coming in at number 23 for the Alabama Crimson Tide. See, number 22, Rashawn Gary, defensive end from Michigan. Florida State did beat Michigan in the Orange Bowl last year. Classic. I know you guys remember that. Coming in at number 21, Azim Victor, linebacker from Washington. Washington's got a couple of guys on this list here, man. We'll see what Washington can do in the Pac-12. Will they be back in the playoffs? We'll see. We definitely will see. Number 20. Another Alabama guy. Calvin Ridley, wide receiver. Florida State, Durham. We have to deal with that guy. Calvin Ridley, he's a speedster. We're going to have to keep our eyes on him. Let's see. Number 19. Got a Florida State guy on the list. Tavares McFadden, cornerback, Florida State, coming in at number 19. All right. We got a defensive player in the top 20 right there. Let's see who's coming in at number 18 here. Cody O'Connell, offensive guard. Washington State. Okay. Got an O lineman in there. Number 17, Darius Geis. He could probably go higher than 17. Running back for LSU. This is the guy that was right behind Leonard Fournette. Darius Geis. He's nice. Running back for LSU. I seen this kid last year. They got him in at number 17. Number 16, Cameron Smith, linebacker from USC. The Trojans. That USC Penn State. That was a classic Rose Bowl. I know you guys remember that from last year. Now what I really want to get to here. Oh, okay. Interesting fact here. While I'm going over this list, so my aunt says your Uncle Louis played for the BC Lions in 1978 through 79 and was number 77. Now, my cousin Louis Richardson Jr. also wears number 77 30-some years later. Pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. Yeah, I mean that means a lot. I mean, I love to see my family doing great big things out there. Like I said before, we got to keep it in the family. Got to keep that Richardson line going on. All right, number 15, Quinn Blanding, safety, Virginia. Let me get to the top 10. You guys. Okay, here we go. James Washington, wide receiver, Oklahoma State, coming in at number 10. This guy put up some big numbers last year. Big numbers. Number 9, Harold Landry, defensive end for Boston College, coming in at number 9. This is Sports Illustrated rankings here, guys. Coming in at number 8, we have Connor Williams, offensive tackle from Texas. What? And apparently we have some breaking NBA news here. I got to confirm this report here, so hang on one second. I just got a notification. All right. Arden Key, linebacker, LSU, coming in at number 7. Oh, cuz you know who's going to be in the top 5. You know who should be number 1. Okay, number 6, Minka Fitzpatrick, cornerback from Alabama. Alabama's got a few guys in that list. Like, whatever. Alabama's going to be strong every year. Florida State, we got to show a lot of heart that week 1. Number 5, Saquon Barkley, running back, Penn State. Kid's good. Kid's good. I watched him in the Rose Bowl last year. Let's see who's number 4. Ed Tolliver, defensive tackle from Houston. Okay. Wow. So, you know what that means. You know that means that Florida State's got a player in the top 3. You know that, right, guys? Number 3 is Lamar Jackson, quarterback from Louisville. By the way, we got to play that guy October 21st. Already got my ticket. I'll be in Tallahassee for that Louisville-Florida State game. Matter of fact, fresh cut, I'm thinking of going live straight from Doak Campbell Stadium. How cool would that be? Wow. Okay, you guys don't believe who I'm thinking is number 1 here. Now, the number 2 player on this list right now is Baker Mayfield from Oklahoma, quarterback. So that only leaves one person. That only leaves one team. That only leaves one team. That only leaves one guy. I mean, I haven't announced any other guys on this list. You're right, cuz. Guess who's number 1 according to Sports Illustrated top rankings heading into the 2017 season? You have any ideas? Have any clue? Oh, I do. It's number 3, Derwin James, Florida State. A guy who got hurt last year in a meaningless game, but he's coming back strong this year. I can't wait to see what Derwin James is going to do this year. But he's ranked the number 1 player of 2017 by yours truly, Sports Illustrated. So, Derwin James, I expect big things out of him. Now, to end my show, like I said, I think I just got some breaking news. This doesn't really happen typically. Oh, it's true. It's true. Breaking news. You want to hear what the breaking news is? Well, it involves the NBA. Derrick Rose has agreed to sign a 1-year, $2.1 million contract with the Cleveland Cavaliers. This just happened, literally 10 minutes ago. All right. Derrick Rose has signed a 1-year contract with the Cleveland Cavaliers. That tells me that they probably are trying to will and deal Kyrie up out of there because he wants out. But Derrick Rose, 1-year contract. This is breaking news here. So D Rose to Cleveland, Derrick Rose to Cleveland to play alongside LeBron James. You know, I started my show off by saying Kyrie wanted out. Well, I think he's going to get his wish. But hey, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So every week now, the next big story coming out is probably going to be Cavs trade Kyrie or something like that. That's probably going to happen very soon. So this is week 41 of the Fresh Cut with KRich. If I get any more updates, I'll definitely let you guys know. Make sure you guys, I'm going to post my video to my page. I have a separate page called the Fresh Cut with KRich. That's where I'm posting everything. My dad said, do you think LeBron can get it done with that deal? LeBron and Derrick Rose, yeah, we'll see. My thing is, though, it's still going to be very difficult to beat that super team in the Golden State Warriors. Those guys will be back again. Yeah, because I do honestly think LeBron to the Lakers. Wouldn't that be something? LeBron following in Kobe's footsteps. LeBron going to the LA Lakers. I would have to truly be a LeBron fan then, because the Lakers are my team. LeBron, Lonzo, whoever else we can bring out there. Like I said, Paul George, you know, he's in OKC right now. Maybe we can get that guy out there. We'll see what happens. But next week will be week 42. That'll be Monday, July 31st, 7 o'clock p.m. Like I said, appreciate all the love, appreciate all the support. Make sure you guys like and share my video. Go on my page. I'm creating ads. I'm boosting my posts. I'm doing everything now. But yeah, Fresh Cut with KRich. Another Monday. Palm Beach County coming to you live. I'm out.